Joe Cullum. Gary didn't hang around against Simon Whitlock earlier with a 6-1 win and a 105 average against a player who's been in good form of late as well. Let's get him and Joe out on stage now with John.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third round of the Ladbrokes Players' Championship Finals, coming to you live on ITV Sport from Butlins, Minehead! Time to meet the players. The winner of 2 PDC ranking events, the rockstar Joe Cullum. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the UK Open and the World Match Play, 2 Premier Leagues, and he is the former 2-time back-to-back champion of the world, the Flying Scotsman, Gary Anderson!
Jumping around this weekend in Minehead. Everyone is up for it. Jumping around in the commentary box.
Thank you, Jackie. A fantastic atmosphere. Sadly, my colleague is way out of tune, way out of step and way out of time. But he can talk a good game, and we reckon this could be one of the matches of the weekend.
Absolutely. If anything like that quarter-finals in the World Match Play, we're in for a cracker. That was absolutely fabulous, including a 9-darter. Can this be anywhere as close as that fantastic game they had in Blackpool?
Cullum fancies this, you know, he really does. Gary Anderson's going to have to be his very, very best. Just that epic World Match Play quarter-final, which Anderson won 1917 with the help of a 9-darter, surviving 2 match darts from Joe Cullum. And it was heartache for Cullum that night. Can it be joy for Cullum tonight, as they battle it out for a quarter-final spot and a clash on Sunday afternoon here against either Johnny Clayton or Ricky Edmonds. I just think that we're in for a real treat over the next 40-45 minutes. Don't go anywhere. This could be very special.
Yes, and as we've seen with both players, they're both very fluent. They get on with it.
21.
Best start there from Joe. Still on the first leg. And a long, long way to go.
Well, Anderson was on the money, wasn't he? 108 average in beating Taban, 106 average in beating Whitlock. Cullum will match him dart for dart, leg for leg here. Anderson just seen one of his protégés, Chris Dobie, secure arguably the biggest win of his career to survive match darts. For me, the the word that summed it all up, bottle. Showed a lot of bottle. James Wade is normally the man who cashes in on mismatched darts. It was Wade's turn to miss, and Dobie took the honours. Double five for Gary for an explosive start.
Yes, that would have been a fantastic start there for Gary. Still got a little bit of time to take this first leg on throw.
Straight for it. Straight for it. And Anderson with a third-in darter to open proceedings.
It's funny as well, Stuart, isn't it, when some players do take, strangely enough, when they've been practicing in the back practice area, something like Gary and Michael just seem to hit it from the first dart. Some players, it just takes up a little bit longer.
A lot of darts to be thrown between now and then. But there is the possibility of an Anderson Van Gerwen semi-final on Sunday night. We shall see.
Certainly going to be a good Sunday for somebody, Stuart. Some maybe not the names people would have picked, I'm sure, getting in the later stages, but that's the beauty of this tournament. Absolutely. That's why it's here.
It throws up many opportunities. Who'd have thought Johnny Clayton would have got through to the final last year, and he's still here. He's still looking to repeat the dose.
And the confidence it gave him, he mentioned that in one of his interviews, it then gives you the confidence for the rest of the year. He goes on to win a Players' Championship, he won a European Tour event, and of course, still in this one.
57. Joe, you require 100.
Well, the door open for Cullum. Anderson's already taken out at 160 in this tournament. Ah, say it ain't so, Joe.
140.
Unlucky. But this would hurt, especially when you've just missed a big shot. Could have been one apiece. Oh, not sure what happened there. Seems to be going sideways. Unless he hit the flight.
Yeah, I think so. There was no way through. Cullum to level. Good leg. Anderson, for the most part, looks as if he was in control of that leg, but at the end, Cullum raced through.
Yes, important to get that first leg on the board. We say it so often, but it does settle you down, especially when you've thrown
60
and almost lost when you've thrown first. Puts you on the back foot from the word go, and it's very hard to get that back, especially the play of Gary Anderson's quality.
60.
You don't get many opportunities, but important to get it level very early.
Well, he may have an opportunity here.
82.
Over on stage 2, Daryl Gurney 8-5 up on Brendan Dolan. Gurney missing darts to go 9-5 up, and Dolan with a ton-plus finish to stay in it.
100.
Yes, it was an incredible win from Lennon, wasn't it? From 5-0 down.
Yeah.
Incredible.
48.
Anderson, of course, winning this tournament back in 2014, which was the precursor to all sorts of glory. Back-to-back World Championships. And the first 1/18th of this contest. But it was that Players' Championship success 4 years ago took Anderson to another level. Good guide.
43.
He'll be mad with himself, despite knowing he's still got a little bit of time. Won't be that much though, after these.
140.
Gotta
Straight
be wary.
for it, or is he going to split?
Yeah, go straight for it.
9 score.
We shall see. 4 darts he's missed.
130.
Oh. He needs the ball!
82.
That was a long way off there from Joe.
He was comfortable in this leg, but now under pressure, Anderson.
Game shot in the third leg.
Yeah, there it is. You can see his frustration. Why could I do that before? 3 legs, all one on throw.
Yes. Committed the ultimate sin there. Giving his opponent a dart at the double when he was so far ahead. Got away with it in the end.
93.
First 6 from Cullum. Certainly very important.
44.
If you can't get in front, to at least stay with Gary. Doing a pretty good job here.
Cullum
140.
deservedly managed to force his way into the world's top 16 for the first time with the power to add.
180.
It may not count for much, that maximum.
69.
Yeah, we still have to double, but
Not the one he wanted.
yeah, just play a little, sometimes it can play on your mind just a little bit. May stay there. Yeah.
Back-to-back 180s to leave double two, just to give Joe Cullen a big tap on the shoulder.
Game shown.
That was a good dart, that was. It really was, because he'd missed a big 20 and hit tops. Anderson hit back-to-back 180s there to leave the double.
96.
Cruise control, all of a sudden, the brakes were on.
134.
Cullum putting the pressure on. Big leg this before the first break.
137.
Warming up nicely, isn't it? Just been playing at a really good pace. No shenanigans, no gamesmanship, no nonsense.
57.
Just getting on with the darts.
Yeah, that's what true fans like to see, and that's what almost gets the best out of the players as well.
134.
Yeah, some terrific darts from both of them. Here comes Cullen. Here comes Cullen. Here goes Cullum.
It's his first one, and what a great time to hit it. They go for two tops here. Oh, got the first one.
Just high.
Second one just hit the barrel, Stuart. He's already had a shot at a 130. Not this time, though.
90.
Managed to get the ball, but not the treble.
Pressure on Gary again. More pressure. More pressure.
35.
Huge pressure.
Only require 40.
Big miss from Gary. Can Joe Cullen take advantage?
And this is what he did at Blackpool. When he got the chance, he took them.
20.
Well. Who would have believed that? Is it a let-off for Anderson, or will Cullum be back?
Game shown.
There it is. Cullum with three glorious opportunities to break the Anderson throw before this first break. It's intriguing, and it will get even more enthralling over the next half hour. All five legs with throw. Great pace, great game. Anderson leads 3-2. We'll know our quarter-finalists. Daryl Gurney, who survived match darts earlier today against Ryan Searle, needed double 13 to complete a 10-6 victory over compatriot Brendan Dolan, and it was some performance as well from Super Chin. 9 180s in those 16 legs, and Gurney will play Chris Dobie in the quarterfinals on Sunday afternoon. If you are just joining us, Dobie surviving 4 match darts to beat James Wade in the last leg decider. What a chance Joe Cullen had before the break to strike a blow. Anderson escaping. Anderson 3 out of 14 on the doubles, but despite that still averaging 96.
Yeah, that's because of his power scoring. He missed the double.
59.
Joe Cullen the chance. Unfortunately, Joe couldn't take it, so Gary stepped in to hold throw for the lead at the break.
134.
Anderson actually, people have been asking about Anderson's darts. He actually changed the stems. They're 3 millimetres shorter, and he changed them just before the match play. Of course, he's had a lot of success since then. I think it's also to do with the fact that now he's wearing glasses. With having the shorter stems, the darts don't come back and knock his glasses out of sync. There's a method behind the madness, but 3 millimetres off a stem
Gary,
in
you
darting
require
terms is quite a lot, isn't it?
133.
Certainly is, yeah. When the margins are so fine, Stuart. Big 13 to
93.
leave tops for the break.
And every time Anderson has given himself a chance, Cullum has come back
140. Gary,
with some
you require
pressure.
40.
Is it going to be the first break?
Game show
Oh,
with
sneaks
six
in at the
leg.
corner.
Gary
And
Anderson.
Anderson with the
Seventh
first
leg,
break
Gary
of this
with
game
first.
goes 4-2 in front.
Yes, crucial break. Can we have that purple patch that we've seen so often from Gary Anderson?
96.
Can Joe Cullum get himself back in the match?
Makes it look so easy.
So fluent.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He sort of, his darts seem to come right from behind his head. Joe Cullum, it's a very slingy action, but it actually looks really
Slingy.
very, very smooth. Yeah,
Is that in the dictionary?
yeah,
Oh, that's okay then.
it is now. Yeah, he was devastated to lose to Anderson in Blackpool. Of course, he was even more upset on ITV4, those European Championships in Dortmund. The heartache he suffered in the semi-final. 9-5 up against Whitlock. Mismatched darts and lost 11-10.
Yes, I think from the point of view of what you mentioned there, Stuart, yes, he's still a young player learning the trade, getting up the rankings and playing pretty well, let's be fair. He almost needs to win one of those, doesn't he, to get it out of his mind. Oh, that's unlucky.
Oh, that was in and out.
We require 32.
Just dropped out. Double 8 and it's awkward.
Game show
Good
on the
dart.
seventh
3
leg.
on the spin for Anderson.
Gary Anderson, eighth leg,
Goes
Joe.
5-2 in front. That was a really good dart, you can see. Great camera angle.
43.
Yes, cruising now. He's playing solid, more than exceptional.
Just wondering if it's true what they say. I mean, especially in individual sports. I mean, you'll know this from your time, and you know that learning to lose before you can learn to win. It's still very, very hard to take, isn't it?
Of course it is. Some players are different. Sometimes you need your 10 minutes. Sometimes you can laugh it off, and sometimes it can last a bit longer. It's all down to the individual person and the personality. But the good thing, I think, in the PDC system now, there's so many tournaments that
83.
you go to the next one very quickly. So it may not prey on your mind as much.
Well, back in your day, well, Anderson here will switch. Back in your day, days of black and white telly, of course, but back in your day, I mean, you suffered heartache with trying to win the World Championship. I mean, how did you get over it?
Well, it's very difficult because you know you had a very big opportunity to do something special. Kind of laughed it off at the time. It was when I was on my own, I was devastated because I didn't want to do it in front of everybody and show any weakness. That's kind of what it was, and that's the kind of player I was at the time.
I'm sure it gets no easier for the players of the modern era.
Everybody wants the same thing, Stuart.
Spot on. Well, Anderson here wants a 4-leg lead. Oh, clinical Gary Anderson.
Gary Anderson.
Is this the Anderson surge? 106. Cullum was waiting, poised. Is that 5th leg going to be all important when Cullum missed darts to break?
Yes, that's been the turning point. Without a shadow of a doubt. He missed the chance and he's just lost a little bit of fluency. He's doing it occasionally, but just not on great regularity that he needs to push Anderson. Yeah, all in the fancy dress here on Saturday night. Party night in Minehead.
Averaging over 100 despite missing 14 darts at double. Gary Anderson.
97.
Of course, Anderson here desperate for a big weekend after that heartache that he suffered in losing the Grand Slam final. He's come back strongly.
Well, he's without doubt the player of the year.
58.
He has to be with what he's achieved this season.
51.
20 to tidy up.
Leave it handy. Disappointment from Cullum.
96.
He hasn't been able to match Anderson yet, dart for dart, as far as the scoring is concerned. And 7-2. It's a long way back now for Cullum. That is 5 consecutive legs for Gary Anderson.
Yes, when you're around 10 points behind on the averages and 5 legs adrift, even if you can win the odd leg, it's very difficult to get all the way back into the match. He's certainly capable, but at this moment in time it does look unlikely. This is better from Cullum.
One
Has to do that on
40.
most visits, but there's not much time left. Race to 10. Anderson 3 more legs.
58.
Yeah, Cullum with 3 darts to break Anderson in the 5th leg. Since then, he hasn't really had a look in.
100.
The winner of this will play either Johnny Clayton or Key Evans, who are just about to start their last 16 clash over on stage 2, so we'll keep you bang up to date with that. If you are just joining us, Chris Dobie beating James Wade 10-9, Steve Lennon coming from 5-0 down to beat the German Gabriel Clemens 10-7, and Darryl Gurney with the help of 9-1-8. He's a 10-6 winner over Brendan Dolan. Cullum here to stop the rot, needs tops.
90.
Well, it's another missed opportunity. When you're behind, they're very difficult to get these doubles because it's in your mind that you're behind in the game. You're so determined to get back in it. He's going to have to hit it now, though.
2 for double 4. Good decision for me. Double 2, last dart. Well, I still think it was the right thing to do. That's where he's comfortable, but he may ultimately suffer at the hands of Anderson. And he does. 6 consecutive legs for Gary Anderson, who is strolling at the moment into the quarterfinals. Cullum will be hugely disappointed. Gary Anderson 8-2 on a surge and on his way, it seems. Finals, and here Johnny Clayton blowing 3 darts to level it up against Ricky Evans. The winner of that will play the winner of the game here on the main stage as Evans blows an opportunity. Let's just see who can wrap up this second leg. Johnny Clayton, who was the finalist here 12 months ago, he's making a mess of it. What an opportunity for the Welshman. Rapid Ricky. What can he do? We could be all over the shop. We'll keep you posted on what's going on over on stage 2, because we're underway again here on stage 1.
57.
Typical, isn't it? We were waiting for the end of the leg and they couldn't find a double.
Always going to happen. The old banjo scenario.
Like watching you and Chris play.
Okay, calm yourself.
Well, Clayton did win the leg. It's 1 apiece. Hallelujah.
62.
Yeah, but Anderson with those 6 consecutive legs and
59.
say Joe Cullum just hasn't had the scoring really to put too much pressure on Anderson. You've had that feeling he's always been a dart behind. Well, after that, maybe a dart and a half.
Yeah, it's the consistent scoring. It's been the problem for Joe in this match. Certainly his head dropped, as we've mentioned, in that 5th leg when he had 3 clear darts to break. He would have gone in at the break, feeling a bit more confident and come out firing in the second session. It went against him. Since then, so has every other leg.
But to be fair, Gary's looked pretty good all weekend. Those wins over Tabern and Whitlock. Tops again.
84.
He's only lost 5 legs all weekend, Gary Anderson.
Well,
in vain or not, we shall see.
Yeah, just showing us what he can do. Too late for this leg, maybe too late for the match.
Well, he'll give it a go. Gary Anderson, it seems, is not to be denied. 5-1-8 is 14 for the tournament, and an average touching 100.
Yeah, it's just pure scoring power.
34.
This so far has probably been Joe Cullum's best leg. And he's behind.
134.
Back in front.
Oh,
wonderful that.
77.
Will he go for the ball? Methinks not.
Surely will stop the rock.
95. Joe, you require 50.
Losing 7 consecutive legs.
Oh, he did go for the ball. I can't believe that.
Wow.
I'd love to have seen Gary's face there.
Yeah. There's a little smile there. Do we detect an Anderson smile? Well, he's smiling now. Fantastic performance from Gary Anderson, who races through to the quarterfinals. Sadly for Joe Cullum, just wasn't at the races, and Anderson loved every minute of that. 6-2, 6-1, 10-2. Anderson's 3 wins. He's through to the quarterfinals. We are playing at Johnny Clayton or Ricky Evans. Coming up next on the main stage, the defending champ, Michael Van Gerwen, takes on the outsider, Stephen Burton.